How to reinstall the glass. Cutting glass. Cracked or broken glass can be replaced with new or salvaged glass. Cutting glass may seem intimidating, but is actually relatively simple. A simple glass cutting tool and a little practice is all you need to master the technique. If cutting glass does not interest you, hardware stores that sell new glass can cut it to the appropriate size. Prepare the glazing. Reinstalling the glass requires working with glazing putty, which is one of the most important, frustrating, and satisfying steps to window repair. Be patient while you get the feel for glazing. It'll get easier with practice. For best results, look for glazing characteristics such as quick paintability, longevity, and traditional ingredients such as lime and non-petroleum oils. A quality glazing putty may be hard to find at your local hardware store and may have to be special ordered, or try asking a local window restoration company if they will sell you a small quantity. Some glazing is only suitable for application in open air, and others are only suitable for application in a workshop. Caulk is not an acceptable material for glazing. Avoid caulk altogether for this application. Begin working with glazing by softening it with your hands. Add boiled linseed oil if necessary in small increments until doughy. The more pliable the glazing is, the easier the job will be. Keep the glazing stored in an airtight container. Once the glazing is prepared, take out only the quantity that you're planning to use and smooth it out. To keep the glazing from skinning over, either put an airtight piece of plastic over the top or pour a layer of water on the top, letting it just sit there while using it. Bed the glass. To reinstall the glass, you will need to bed the glass into the rabbet with glazing to create a seal between the sash and the glass to prevent any air from seeping in. On some bottom sashes, the rabbet will only be cut on the sides and bottom, and there is a slot at the meeting rail. In this case, a slot at the meeting rail, apply a thin, even bead of glazing into the rabbet on the sides and the bottom rail, adding no glazing into the slot. Insert the top of the glass into the slot first, then carefully lay the glass into the glazing bed and push down lightly and evenly along the sides. For sashes with no slot, apply a thin, even bead of glazing into the rabbet on all four sides. Carefully lay the glass into the glazing bed and push down lightly and evenly along the sides. Some of the glazing will be pushed into the glass and can be removed later. Insert glazing points. Beginning with the bottom rail, set the glazing points flat on the glass about 4 inches from the ends and apply the points throughout the center of the rails. Work your way up all the way around the glass. If there is a slot at the meeting rail of the bottom sash, do not insert points there. Using a flat edge of a putty knife, gently push the points tight into the wood, making sure the glass has a tight seal against the back bed without pushing forcefully against the glass. Most points available today have tabs that are slightly oversized for this application, so you might need to clip the ends so they don't protrude through the putty. Glazing the face. If you're right-handed, run a glazing ball with your left hand, holding the putty knife in your right hand. The technique is to bed the glazing with your thumb, rolling the ball back to your thumb with your first and second fingers. From the corner, find the inside sight line to help determine the angle to pull the knife and the glazing on. Holding the putty knife tight to the glass and tight to the wood at the sight line, pull toward you with steady pressure for a nice straight bead. Pick up the excess glazing with a ball of glazing. Go back the opposite direction with a putty knife to smooth and finish it off. That will make a tight seal to the glass. The smoother the putty lays, the tighter the seal. This step could take a few tries before it becomes easy. Turn the sash with each side so you're working in front of yourself. The final rail is the toughest because there are 2 corners to finish. Glazing the back. Carefully flip the sash over to remove the extra glazing that may have oozed out when you bedded the glass. If the windows have a slot, use the excess glazing to fill it in. Also, fill any gaps that did not fill in and smooth the glazing. Best case scenario, you will not see the outside glazing from the inside, but this takes skill. You will want to skin over the glazing before you can prime. The time for glazing to skin over can be 2 weeks or more. To check for readiness, give a slight push near the corner with your thumb. If you're able to make an indentation, the glazing is not ready.